Good morning, can you hear me? Can you guys hear me? AB, what's up? Can you guys hear me? All right, I took this trade this morning. I don't know why, but for some reason, most of the trades that I call on the or try to analyze, either gets invalidated or they get stopped at. But the trades I think personally, some of them usually, most of them usually hit. I don't know, maybe I just don't understand what the problem is. But um, it's the same story, same style when we break it down. And I think AB, you talked about 25 index yesterday. Did you later take the trade yesterday? Abraham, 25 1S.
No, I didn't. I was just observing it actually. I think since we talked about it being volatile, I didn't want to
Okay,
to
okay,
risk. Yeah.
I get. But we said something in lines of, okay, I said that it was going to take out this high, then react to this particular point here. I think that's
Yes.
what we have here. But with the way the price action is, okay, we've seen this candlestick fall. Okay, probably my overall like respect here. But since it has already violated this point, there's a high chance that you can continue to buy. But as at this level now, I think it's safe to say maybe the sale is starting or something. All right, then, no problem. So let's go to 10 index. Let's go to 10 index. I funded yesterday that this one we didn't take this trade. I want to get myself it's a new TV. So I want to use trading profit from it. But most of the trades we are calling, or most of the trades we're analyzing, is either they get invalidated. Like yesterday now, we had two trades, and both of them, while we were still in the trade, both of them got invalidated. I had to call off the trade early. So things like this, I don't know why it happens that way. And then the trades that I take personally, the trade that I just sit down and just execute, then those ones are not going well. So maybe it's due to the fact that I don't like calling too much trades on the trading floor because some people don't know when to stop. So if you are calling multiple trades, some people will make money off this one and lose money on the other. So that's why I try my best to limit the amount of trades I call. But me myself, I know how to, manage my trades and all of that. So let us just do a quick rundown of what we have here. Okay, like I said, I already took a trade on 25 index this morning. I think I made about 20, 86, $85 on that trade this morning. I'm hoping to reach about $300 this week so that I can go and get myself a TV. I need to be doing Netflix and chill. So this was a trade I took. There's a high chance that we can still get another selling opportunity, but I'm not ready to wait for that. I think somebody told me to sell 75 index. I think it was from yesterday that I had the initial thought to sell it. But someone said something like, I told you that, okay, we're waiting for this whole, if you guys were in the live session yesterday, I said I was waiting for the whole of this session to, the whole of, where is that tool that I used to use? I was waiting for the whole of this region right here to be taken out before I think of selling. I was thinking maybe the high will reach somewhere around here before reversing. So I was active, I was watching it and it didn't happen. One thing that I always used to, if I'm looking out for like a confirmation for a sell, I like to see protected lows or protected highs for me. That is one way that I use. What I mean by protected high or protected low is that I like to see a break of structure towards the particular direction that I'm looking forward to, selling or buying. So when I got here, there was no protected low form, no protected low formed here. Everything was just, sketchy. And so I didn't take the trade. I left it as it is. Give me a sec. Let me put my phone on do not disturb. All right, so I didn't see what I was looking for, so I didn't call the trade. But when we got to this particular point here, we saw that okay, price respected a level here, this particular level, and then give us this low, this new low. I'm trying to break down this trade for you. Those of you who are so that you're familiar with the way I trade and all of that. So I took out this low, price took out this low, came back here. So gave us a new protected high here, and this protected overall protected high. So I waited for price to give me like a pullback, and price did. I waited for a confirmation, and that's the confirmation I saw right here. And I executed the trade. I wasn't here. So I waited price, I came back to when price was at this range. So I did some rough analysis and I remember that okay, price is giving me like a second touch, another chance. So I entered a trade here, and then I set my TP at a recent low, which is this particular point, and it gave me like a 1:2 trade, 1:2.8 trade. Yeah. Usually I wanted to target somewhere around this low, but that's not the way I trade. I try to take profit as quick as I can, or the nearest low. That's how I take my profit. So that was how I was able to come up with this particular trade. Let me see if I can show you guys. Don't know if you can see it, but no problem. So that was the reason for this particular trade that I took. Hopefully, I get to call trades in the trading floor today. Break down some trades and share some of my ideas with you. I don't want to share too much. That's why some of these trades I don't call them. So now, what are we looking at on 25 index? I'm still expecting a little bit of a sell-off because price took out this low, came to this high, and now it has taken out this low, kind of. Should I call it a breakout? Yeah, kind of. It has taken out this low again. So I'm still anticipating, a continuous selling. So I'm still on the lookout on ways that I can catch a good sell-off from either somewhere around here, or we get a push up and then a strong push down, and I can call the trade. Let's say we're going to be targeting somewhere around here. So if you are active on your charts, we're going to be targeting somewhere around this low, this low here. So I don't know. Let's see we get a good sell confirmation from here again. Another selling. But for now, this particular sell setup has exhausted. So anything that makes price to push back up, try it. As if you are thinking about selling the 25, if price will push back up to this level again, it's not safe to take it anymore because that demand has already mitigated. So there's a high chance that price is going to take it out. So what we're expecting is that, okay, since price has broken out this level, price has also taken out this level, we're expecting another, push down. So somewhere around here is the target, or overall target, this low here. But it depends. Like usual, it depends on what market does and how market reacts of that zone. So that's what I'm looking at. And then let's go to 10 index and see what we have on 10. All right, we have a clean chart here. So let's go to 4. So 10 index, since we missed out on the initial sale that we had here, I've not actually had another opportunity to take another sale. Okay. So let's look at where price is coming from. Currently, price is at a level here. Price has finally touched the level that I anticipated. So what this means is that we can get a little bit of, a pullback into this zone. At least a pullback into this zone, either somewhere around here, somewhere around here. But this particular zone can't just be neglected that way. Price will definitely do something. Was it 10 index I called that almost stopped us out yesterday? I think we entered this particular trade somewhere around, yeah, I remember. We made analysis yesterday that we are going to sell from this particular point here. I remember quite clearly. And then we took the sell off this region. I called the sell, that is yesterday afternoon. I called the sell of this place. And my sell was somewhere around here, and our TP was somewhere around, was it here or so? Right? And then when price rallied down, price respected this zone here, this demand. I noticed that price respected this demand, and then it started to rally back up. So I think it was supposed to somewhere around here, something like that. So immediately price started rallying up, price was somewhere around here. Then I called off the trade and I said, okay, everybody should exit the trade. That the trade is already reversing at this point. So it's just somewhat like a little bit of a loss, not like a break-even kind of loss, somewhere around here. So I called the trade off, but I didn't call the buy because I still anticipated a sell-off. So later that day, price rallied back down and then, reversed and touched this particular point and then sold off. But I didn't see the trade, I would have called it again. Sometimes this kind of things happen. The zones that you feel will hold will not hold. So you just important that you know when to exit the trade as quick as possible. So this is what I'm looking at, and right now I think I'm still going to be calling the sell. because as you can see, right now price is respecting this zone. We are still looking up for that. That's the thing with price being at a major support level, which is this level. It's clear that okay, price is trying to push down, but the fact that price is still, frivolically, like what how do they say it? At this zone here is too risky for me to take because it's the same mistake that happened here where price took us out can still happen here again. So in this kind of situation, you wait for price to give you clear breakouts. But for now, I'm still anticipating a pullback into this zone before I can call like a search for like a real sales setup. But I'm still watching them. I'm watching the trades always and see if we can get a good setup and call it. All right, 75 index, 75 1S. So what are we seeing here? What are we seeing on 75 1S? We've seen a break of structure here. First break of structure, second break of structure. Price has created a protected high here. Price created a protected high somewhere around here. And so price respected that high and then didn't take it out and start falling. So we're anticipating that price is going to probably take out this low. That's the anticipation. So let's go to 1 hour time frame and see if we can, get a good glimpse of what's happening. All right, you can see this clear respect of this high that is protected. Price failed to take it out. And so there's a high chance that okay, this level will definitely going to be this is the first level of this is the first target level. So what I'm seeing now, what I'm hoping to see now is something like this. All right. Okay, price is now reacting off this zone. This is the 1 hour time frame. Price should push up a bit, come back to this zone here, come back to somewhere around here. Then we can ride it down to this overall low. Because if you look at what is happening, it's like a repeated pattern on what we saw in volatility 10 index. You need to be very conversant with the way you see these patterns so that you don't miss out on them, right? It's the same thing that happened on volatility 10 index somewhere around I think it was on the 4 hour time frame. You can see that there's the first level here before the next level here. And what happened? Price tapped into that first level, gave us like a significant push up before eventually dropping to take out the main level. So I'm anticipating that the same thing will most likely happen on 10 index again. We'll get to see like a bounce off that first level. That's this first zone right here. This first zone right here, we'll get a bounce off it, right? Bounce off, come back to this level, or probably take out this level before we start to see the main move down to this region. So that is what I'm seeing. That's what I'm saying. But there's a high chance that the selling will most likely continue. There's no need to buy. And I think I think where is he reacting from? Reacting of this. So we get the bounce off. This might actually have been the bounce, probably. Maybe it bounced off this particular level and then it's going to touch the second level. But we are going to see what's happening. We're going to see how that happens. So I'm looking out for it and I'm watching it. So this is my second setup for the day. And let's see how it holds up. So let's go to 75 index and see what's that. 75 index should be selling by now because the last time we checked it, it was in a very, very strong. All right, it was in a range. But now we've broken out of that range and price has given us a clear direction. We've broken out of this particular range. Price has given us a clear direction that, okay, I'm selling. I'm going to be selling because we've seen a clear breakout of not only this zone, but this level as well. A very, very clear breakout. So we're going to see a pushback up. And then we're going to wait for price to create highs, protected highs for us that we can hold as a fault for our selling. All right, this is the 1 hour time frame, and the most recent protected high has to be this high. This is the most recent. This is on the 1 hour time frame, by the way. So let's see how price holds up on the 15 minutes time frame and see what we're seeing. Whether we can target the nearest low for a quick trade. Is that rain? Okay, no, that's not rain. All right. So I think this is not a bad look. We can get like a push up, right? See a reaction of this particular zone, get a good reaction. I think this is a very, very, very good place to sell from. So if you have your trade, you can anticipate a sell off anytime soon from 75, at least to take out this load that has been created. At least that's what I'm seeing here. Take out the load that has been created here. So let's say something of this sort. Because you cannot neglect this as well. So price will most likely touch it, come back down, something like this. So I'm anticipating what we are going to see. I think this one too, I think everything is just looking clean. Everything is looking clean this morning. There's no, you can see the price action smooth. But at the same time, all this yeah price action. Anyways, that's what I'm looking at this morning. That's what I'm looking at this morning. Um, if I see any other trades apart from these four pairs that I already analyzed, I'm going to call it. So does anybody have any, charts or something you'd like us to look at so that we can take a look, analyze it, and if it's something that all of us can make money on, can make money on. You understand? 51 is. All right. Give me a minute. All right, let's take a look at 51 is. All right, so the first thing you notice about 51s is that on the overall trend, price is leaning towards the sell side of things. At least that's what I'm saying. Price is leaning towards the sell side of things, but currently price is rallying up. Okay, so what we are going to do is that we're going to mark out lows or highs that are most likely protected on the 4-hour time frame, which is the first one right here. This high is definitely protected. That means if there's a high chance that anything can happen between this whole big zone here before pushing down to, let's say our raw target is here. That's if you are looking out for the selling, of course, right? Now, if you go to lower time frame, like the 1-hour time frame, and see what we have, you can see that the last low that was protected, this particular one, has just been recently taken up. Just been taken up, right? Taken out somewhere around here. So the fact that this high has been taken, and there's a high chance, a very high chance, that price will most likely rally back up here, right? There's a very, 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 very high chance. Unless price is trying to respect this particular zone, which we will not know until we get like a confirmation from it. Right? I say price is trying to respect this zone. If that's the case, then we can, the only way we can be sure that okay, price is respecting this zone is if we see like a new high being created. Like I'm talking about the break of structure down towards the downside. So if we can get like a break of structure off this high, then I can say that okay, price is going to sell or something. Now, the only way we're going to get that break of structure we are looking out for from this is if price takes out this low here. If price can take out this low, that is when you can be sure that okay, this particular zone is holding. But for now, I think the chances of it rallying back up to this zone is very high. It going, let's say, from here down to this particular point here is high. right? Because this high here has been taken down. So that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So what I'm going to do right now is that I'm going to wait for I'm going to see the way price reacts of this level because this is my, should I call it deciding level, right? You can't just jump on price randomly. So you have to have levels that you are going to make decisions on. So this is my first decision level, this level here. I'm going to see how price reacts of this level. If price reacts good, then I'll know that okay, this particular level is going to hold. Let's say this demand here, this demand is going to hold and it's going to push price back, back up to continue the upward movement. But if we get like a good breakout of this zone, then you are sure that okay, this particular level is holding, and the overall downtrend, as the overall 4-hour time frame is beginning to align with the 15 minutes time frame. And then you can target how you want to short it down to this level, right here. At least that's what I'm saying. So let me give you like a rundown of what I said. I said first thing you need to understand is that on the overall time frame, the trend is leaning downwards. You can see there's a movement down. So that means we are in a downtrend overall. So if you go to a daily time frame, you should have in a downtrend, right? So now this is the most recent high on the 4-hour time frame, and this is the recent low on the 4-hour time frame. So price is between this level. So now you have two options, you have two decision to make. Is price going to get to this level, or is price going to come back to this level? That's the first decision. So if you go down to 1-hour time frame, me, I'm a market structure trader. I follow market structure, right? So if you go down to 1-hour time frame, you will see that okay, price has taken out this high, this protected high. Let's say price formed the protected high somewhere around here, this particular level, and now price has taken it out, trying to respect this level here. So what we are going to do is that we are not going to sell off this level off the bar because we are not sure if this level is going to hold eventually. All we know that okay, price will definitely react off this level, but we don't know if it's going to hold. So how do you now know this level is going to hold? If price gives us a new protected high, that is, we see like a break of structure downward. That is how you know that okay, what is it called now? That this particular level is going to hold. So once you see that break or that high being formed or a low being broken, you can now anticipate that the level that broke that level, or that's called your supply now, that your supply zone, you're going to draw a market zone there and say, okay, this is where I'm going to sell from. So do you understand what I'm saying? So what I'm anticipating now is this. We're going to see like a break of structure here, probably get into this demand. And then if we get a good push up, then you can anticipate that okay, the trend that is this break of structure right here is going to respect and it's going to continue moving up down to this hour zone. But if you respect this zone here and then it gives us like a break of structure downward, then I'm going to anticipate that price is going to return back into this region, back to a supply, either this supply, if it's this supply that broke it, back to this supply, and then we can ride the sell down to this point. So right now, price is currently at a no, not this zone. Somewhere around here, enter this demand zone here. So currently price is at a decision, price is about to enter a decision zone. If whatever happens here is going to determine if I'm going to be selling it or if I'm going to be buying. So that's what I'm seeing on 51S, 50S, whichever way you want to put it. All right, is there any other thing that anybody likes to talk about so that we can do before we round up today? I think I have something on 2025. Very soon on 25. Okay. This is one of the reasons why I tell my students to always, even if my students are here on the live session, I usually tell them that okay, you always take a profit at, always. I will not even forget about those ones. Just always try to take your profit. Okay. Look at this now. Look at this. This is on 15 minutes time. This gave me like a 1:2.8 trade now. I know someone that it's not as if you didn't get the sell. It's not as if you didn't sell. It's not as if it's not going your way. But the problem is that you're targeting a 1:6 or a 1:7. And the only time a 1:7 is going to play out is when price gets to this point. So let's say we'll drag it down to this point. This is a 1:5 now. A 1:5. When people are targeting a 1:5, and then this trade gets to this level and then reverses back on you, probably takes you out before even eventually giving you what you are looking for. And then you start to, feel sad that, oh, I'm not doing well. Oh, my trade always hitting stop loss. It's not as if you're not doing well, just that you're targeting too high. Use market structure to determine where you set your TP. Me, I use market structure. I want market structure. I think it's the same thing I did here. On which pair was that? Was it 10 index? I don't know if this trade, if it was 10 index, I took that trade. No, it's 10-1S. Let me show you another example of what I'm talking about. 10-1S. Has to be 10-1S now. Yeah. Now, look at this particular trade that I took on 10-1S. I'm showing you the importance of always taking profit, especially when you're trading synthetic indices, right? Now, you can see something around here. You can see the market structure told me that, okay, there's a zone here. There's a zone here, obvious zone here. So price can take out this high and then, drop back into this zone and then, price will do what the price wants to do at the end of the day. So I'm not like, okay, so where do I take profit? I know that definitely price is going to sell from, because we've taken out let me show you one thing that gave me that confirmation for this trade was that price has taken out this level after taking out this level. So price went up, came down to take out this level. So I knew that, okay, price is going to react off this zone. So I marked it out and I said, okay, I'm going to execute from here. So when I saw a confirmation, I took the trade. Now, the tricky part is the take profit part, right? Now, it's very, very, most people, when I was still new to this, what I would do then was that I would drag my take profits, to somewhere around this level here, because I want to catch a 1:10 trade. That's what I usually do. And then price, now you can see what price did. Price respected the market structure, what market was, the structure market was telling us, which is that, okay, there's a level here. This is the first level, not even this level, this is the first level. And then what happened? Price gave me a 1:2 trade here. And I took it. Now, if I targeting this low or this level here, price reversed back, would have stopped me out before eventually going my way. That's what I'm saying. Okay, see this particular trade. I'm supposed to take it this. Okay, no, it's not this one. I think it's this one. I'm supposed to take it, but I didn't take it because of the live session that we are going to host. So I said, let me finish my session first. What I'm just trying to say is that you try as much as possible to follow market structure, especially when you're thinking about things like take profit or stop loss, right? Take your profit at levels that you know that, okay, price is going to react beautifully off, or price will surely react off that zone. Just take your profit there and leave. It can give you a 1:3, a 1:2, a 1:4, a 1:5. Just follow market structure. So that's just pretty much what I'm talking about, or pretty much what I'm saying. All right, so since there's no other thing that we're going to talk about, we're going to end the live session here. All the setups that we saw, I'm going to see if I'm going to try to call the trades and the setups so that we can take advantage of them, right? I think this week we've not had a trade that played out fully. I don't know. Most of my personal trades have been playing out. That's an example of the personal trade I'm talking about. Oh, Kisito, what's up? Long time. Can you hear me? Can Kisito hear me? What's up now? How you doing now? Longest time. I didn't hear from you anymore. What's up now? So that's exactly what we are going to talking about. Just always take your profits. Most people will see it and say, "Oh, why would you set we're having a 1:3 trade, 1:2 trade? Oh, is this?" That is literally the best thing you can do for yourself. I kid you not, especially when you are trading these markets that are uncertain, market that you know that, okay, anything can happen, right? So okay, all right, thank you, no problem. No problem. So thank you guys for more, guys. And I come here every day. Normally, the trading floor was originally for students, people who I'm teaching, who I'm trading, so that we can come live and see how we are trading it together. But I opened it for the public for a fee, of course. So every day I'm always here. Every day I'll always come at least do some analysis, because me myself, it helps me, because as I'm doing analysis, I'm studying more and I'm getting better in my trading, discovering new things. Okay. So do well to always come active by 11 a.m. and we're going to be talking, we're going to be gisting about trading. So thank you guys very much. I will see you guys tomorrow, same time. If you missed out from the beginning, you can watch the recording on YouTube. We're going to drop it. So thank you very much. Thank you, Enabi. I'll see you guys later.